God bless everybody. Bitcoin is about to hit new all-time highs. God bless you, and the Island Project.
God bless. Well, hey guys, what's up? General Greene here. What an amazing morning. Bitcoin has officially dethroned the US dollar. Donald Trump just bought $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin for his family's company. They are raising equity. This is a shock move. It guarantees, as Austin was saying, if you could hear him, new record all-time highs. Again, Bitcoin is the future of money. It is the money of AI and artificial intelligence. Very few have understood this from the beginning. Of course, I've been recommending Bitcoin since it was trading under $1,000. I'm the founder and creator of not just islandproject.com, but bitcoinrich.com, the #1 educational platform in the world for Bitcoin cryptocurrency learning. And by the way, I just want to congratulate everybody, not only for record profits, but pat yourself on the back, take a victory lap, because it's been nearly 15 years of hate and cynicism and criticism and everybody, including your dog, telling you Bitcoin was a scam. We've been vindicated. We've been proven right. You're rich if you've taken my advice here at Island Project, and it is a blessing and an honor to serve. And this is just the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to talk about the geopolitical tensions and moves going on right now, what is going to happen next, and also how you should be positioned. So on the Bitcoin front, I am expecting up only, a complete unlock, digital unlock of Donald Trump's self-proclaimed golden age well through July 4th in 1776 fashion. This is the most epic wealth transfer in world history. Most Americans in the middle class will be slaughtered by Bitcoin, mark my words, and I'm being nice, in the coming days, weeks, months, and hours. Slaughtered. An absolute disintegration and a massacre of the middle class is about to take place, which is why I told you about Bitcoin for so long, dedicated my entire platform to it, have multi-million-dollar investments in the best beach and oceanfront real estate in the world, have been educating, traveling over the world for years, telling you to buy Bitcoin, telling you to go all in, and now this. So you'll notice I posted the article from Reuters because it is shocking. And this shocks a lot of normies out there. I mean, again, if I had another Bitcoin for everyone that told me Bitcoin was a scam, going to zero, blah, 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 and that, the US government would ban it, only now for all of my predictions to have been realized. All glory to God. Bitcoin being bought by the US government. A crypto Caesar reserve. Donald Trump deploying $2.5 billion into Bitcoin alone. In other cryptocurrencies, I would be a much richer man, but I am rich in Jesus Christ. I am rich in the Lord. I am rich here at the Digital Noah's Ark. It is an honor to serve and protect you, Christians that fear what is coming. Of course, it's a slippery slope because we developed Island Project to combat the panopticon surveillance state, deep state tyranny that I think is coming next. Because again, very evil people will use a lot of these new frameworks for evil, which is why we have a no bank debt investment. We own the best real estate and a private economy and ecosystem in the world. Our multi-billion-dollar soon-to-launch blockchain, #1 in the world, will 1,000x all of my early founder investors. See our terms and disclaimers. And this is why we have built a network of now over 12 countries worldwide and 400 investors soon to close. You will never, ever, ever get in to islandproject.com again, because I'd already planned years ago when we declared our 1776, July 4th, 2022, that we would tokenize and close the founders round in 2025, right on our roadmap, right on the victory. This is the victory lap. and it would happen and commence at new shocking record. Shock Donald Trump buys, shock U.S. government buys, a massacre of the middle class, a giant economic financial reset that I've been predicting forever now. So don't miss it. Links below, 150 units minimum, get in. Let's talk about the geopolitical tensions ahead of us. Things are really escalating quickly in Ukraine. Let me calm down, have a little orange juice. I didn't eat this morning because I'm so freaking amped up. I'm so amped. May 27th. So, tensions are escalating. Here's a question. Is Donald Trump being compartmentalized? Has he been put in the dark, so to speak? Is he aware that Vladimir Putin was almost assassinated just about a week ago? That his helicopter was, God forbid, almost shot out of the sky by multiple dozens of drones of the Ukrainian army? Is he aware that this is really pissed off Vladimir Putin? That this is his Pennsylvania Butler moment, and this is why the escalations have started, and Putin is now threatening not only to take his rightful land, but the entire country of Ukraine. Does he not have a right to do it? Why can't you hear me? Hello, hello. All right, audio problems. Can you hear me? I think I know why. By the way, I hate when I have to restart these videos. What a, oh, I got you. It's just super choppy. It's the wind. Okay. It's a little choppy. Maybe it's the wind. Let's see here. How's that? Chop, chop, chop. You know what? It must be the internet. Static. Let's see here. Hold on one second. Okay, how about now? Can you hear the general? What about now? Perfect? Okay, well, hopefully that rant hasn't completely been... Okay, I know what the problem was. You know what it was? I was dancing earlier to some of my favorite music on Spotify. I forgot to turn it off because the new records are coming in Bitcoin. Ladies and gentlemen, woo! Loud and clear. What up, Steve Bitcoin Dad? What up? So again, tensions escalate. So what I was saying, if you couldn't hear me, is Donald Trump being compartmentalized. Is he put in the dark by his advisors? Does he realize Vladimir Putin was almost taken out and shot out of the sky? God forbid, assassinated by Ukrainian drones just about a week ago. Now Putin, in his Butler, Pennsylvania equivalent moment, is now threatening not just to annex what he believes to be rightfully his, but the entire country of Ukraine. And so my question is the peace deal, is it dead? Is Trump preparing for war? You know, sometimes when they declare peace, then you get the war, right? Biblically, we know that. So I believe that this is a part of Donald Trump's monster negotiations, and I think he's gonna pull this off. Again, I think that both Putin and Trump at this point want some kind of peace, but it might take some more military effort and or threats to get it done. Again, if we look at Donald Trump's tariffs, for example, he threatens 50% tariffs, then delays them, threatens to tariff China hundreds of percent, then diminishes them. So again, it's all part of just bringing people to the table, so to speak, to actually negotiate. I'm glad the audio is better. And I wish it was better when I first started because there was some critical information there for myself and my son. So massive records. For those of you who don't know, Donald Trump shocked the world today, buying over $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin for his family, issuing equity to invest $2.5 billion in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is now officially replacing the US dollar and the old petrodollar, collapsing fiat currency system. Is, by the way, keep your eye on Japan still. Their major life insurers are now collapsing. Life insurance companies are literally going to zero in Japan, taking massive paper losses. There will be a necessary needed bailout soon, or they will allow the Japanese yen carry trade to unravel into the Americas. One thing I think we can count on is probably more bailouts, more money printing, more debt, more hyperinflation, Bitcoin prices inevitably higher. Again, I want you to understand that Bitcoin at $110,000 today is still trading and at its infancy. This is like when Amazon stock just came to market. This is like when Google's IPO, its Dutch auction, just came into being, like a little baby. Bitcoin at 100K will look cheap in the coming days, weeks, and months. Again, the largest wealth transfer in world history commences now. The middle class will be slaughtered by Bitcoin. The middle class is going to be massacred and destroyed by the reset I have predicted for now 15 freaking plus years. Slaughtered. And by the way, it's your last chance to onboard islandproject.com. Get in. We've been proven right. 150 units minimum. Call my dad, 808-442-2934. Exit the banks now. Do not miss our equity token launch event. It's going to be massive. For years now, I told you how you were being set up. I explained how the cabal was telling you things like, oh, Bitcoin's a scam. Or, people would say, oh, the government's going to ban Bitcoin. They'll never allow it. Bitcoin's going to zero. It's now gone full deep throat throttle the other way. Endorsed by the government, bought by Trump, crypto Cesar. The list goes on and on. New record highs. Sovereign governments panicking into it. Hedge funds, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, buying and gobbling it all up. ETFs distributed to the dumbed down masses. I've said for years, you don't even have a choice. A lot of people have told me, oh, they're not going to buy Bitcoin. You will be enslaved by Bitcoin soon. The entire US dollar reset is now moving into stable coins, and these stable coins, which will be the new digitized dollar, will be forced by the government to own and buy and be backed by the treasury debt they can never pay back, inflating the price of Bitcoin higher and higher and higher and higher. And this is what a lot of people still don't get. Shocking, I know, but it is absolutely what is happening today. So Donald Trump unlocking with his golden key the golden age to record pandemonium profits. A Bitcoin conference so big now it's mainstream, I didn't even attend. Why would I attend the mainstream? We're the innovators that set the tone, that invented all this stuff, for crying out loud. That's how far we've come. You've got the sheep starting to take interest. And they are very behind the curve. The next biggest 1000X event in world history is this. The next 1000X event is tokenized real estate. What up, Just Watching? God bless you. It's a beautiful morning. You also notice, too, we're experimenting with AI. I've got my team putting out a lot of stuff. Had just our great George Washington endorse the Island Project earlier this morning for entertainment purposes. AI generated, of course, but very, very interesting. I have my team digitizing me and ingesting my voice and likeness into the artificial intelligence, now playing around with it. They have me, I'm going to release these soon. They have me throwing giant green Lamborghinis into the pool. It's pretty funny. So the Wild West is also being unlocked. AI will be bigger than social media and the internet, and honestly anything that I've ever worked on in world history. By the way, Island Project's AI when you invest in an island project, not only do you own concrete real estate, like what you see behind me, a now $33.5 million no bank debt portfolio with all the capital gains, cash flows, some use, a lifestyle investment, plus 1000x tokenization. But our blockchain technology, which is proprietary, patented by me, and all of my members own that proprietary intellectual property rights, obviously, also utilizes AI. You see, Bitcoin is the money of AI. Do you understand? So think about it. Never take advice from somebody who told you Bitcoin was a scam. They're an idiot. Never take the advice of someone that doesn't own Bitcoin. They're dumb and stupid. This is the hardcore truth. I know it sounds crass, but it is the truth. Everyone you know, financial advisors, pundits, even Donald Trump once said he thought Bitcoin and crypto looked like a scam. Can you ever really trust them? My stance has never, ever changed. I told you you would be rich if you took the general's advice. I'm telling you, you will be rich in islandproject.com. You must get in now. It is life or death. The middle class will be massacred by the deep state soon, in my opinion. In the greatest wealth transfer in world history. 1776. Thank you, friend. Appreciate you. I'm praying for you as well. And by the way, haters, cynics, critics, broke. Haters, cynics, critics, broke. Haters, critics, cynics, broke. Pound that into your head. And by the way, I always say, turn your haters, your critics, and your cynics into believers and customers, then turn them into referrals for life. You'll notice that. Again, the reason why somebody like me is so controversial, and when I recommended Bitcoin 15 years ago and started alternative media television, is because we're breaking the paradigm of what is normal. People get really titillated when they see some guy throwing chairs on the internet getting super rich while they work a 9 to 5, while they don't get anywhere. It pisses people off that Lamborghinis and mansions and Rolexes keep coming out of the butts of everyone that owns Bitcoin, because it tells them they were conned by the deep state. It tells them that their compliance has only assured their poverty and slavery. And so it's a kinetic force in their brain that explodes into a fart, of which they can't handle. Because everyone told them, from their mother to their father to their grandfather to their financial advisor, who's an idiot, not to buy it. And to only witness the clear-cut thrashing as Bitcoin destroys the US dollar makes them flip out. Because now they realize they were embroiled in the biggest deep state con in world history, proving the general right again. And that's what's happening, man. I'm passionate. I mean, Bitcoin, literally. Let's take a look. So Bitcoin is at 2 trillion. It will be trading at 200 trillion soon. Bitcoin, of course, is fractional, fixed. Over 95% have already been issued, which means there's less and less diminishing Bitcoin that you can buy. Now with global governments, sovereign nation states, and also Donald Trump's company exercising an equity offering for a $2.5 billion purchase. They also had another $2 billion guaranteed by an Abu Dhabi fund overseas in the form of USD1, which is Donald Trump's stablecoin. As I said yesterday, I fully expect not only Bitcoin to be trading millions of dollars per coin, which I've said for 15 years. I've always said 2 to 3 million. I said that from day one. When I launched BitcoinRich.com, everyone thought I was nuts. I'm like, buy Bitcoin, it's going to 2 to 3 million. This is the technology, the future. I said the same thing in social media. 08 and 09, I'm like, hey, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, this is the future of social media. Everyone's like, oh, this guy's an idiot. Millions of dollars start rolling into my bank account. It's the same thing with Island Project. Oh, they're never going to tokenize real estate. Now we own all this real estate. We're the first mover. We own that. We've already done it, and now we're set to tokenize. It's amazing. Isn't it amazing how we keep defying the odds? Why is that? Because most people are stupid. Most people don't know what they're talking about. Most people are broke. They're idiots. You're taking the wrong advice. Don't listen to broke people. If they told you Bitcoin was a scam, admonish them and banish them from your life. You can have a personal relationship with them, but I wouldn't take their advice. Why would you take their advice from someone who's gotten it all wrong? Imagine all the cucks out there still doing business with their financial advisor that told them Bitcoin was a scam all these years and it was too risky. You must be an idiot. If you haven't fired your financial advisor and slammed the door in their face now, you're dumb. What do they say again? You know, like, fool me once, that's okay. Fool me twice, maybe. Fool you 3 times, you're the idiot. That's basically where we are with Bitcoin now. Everyone's like dumbfounded. It turns out the crazy guy was right again. Over and over and over and over and over. Whoa, it makes me want to throw up. Over and over and over and over and over again. We are here at the Digital Noah's Ark, the best investment in the world. If you've taken my advice, I made you rich. You are welcome. All glory to the King. The Digital Noah's Ark is sailing now. True, 100%. Fractional equity ownership rights. No bank debt at all. In fact, all crypto could go to zero and it wouldn't matter. All my members are still rich. They own physical property with no bank debt. We've already won. I hear that all the time. Well, what if Bitcoin goes to zero? What if there's an EMP? Who cares? We're still rich. We rode the wave. We own physical assets now. You don't. That's the point. Concentrate your positions, get rich, then diversify, create income streams, passive income while you sleep, innovate, and keep winning. That's how the world works. And by the way, Bitcoin's not going anywhere. It's the future of money and technology, and it's absolutely going to continue to go full throttle, deep throat to the moon. It's absolutely going to destroy the American people that are not in it. That's why the deep state, dirty cabal, lockdown elites that hate your guts are rolling out universal basic income because they hate you. RFK Jr. even came out today proving the general correct again. You know, the non-complier over here. God bless everyone tuning in. And they are now removing the recommendation for pregnant women, healthy pregnant women and healthy children from taking that thing. Because guess what? Guess what? This is a quote from RFK. There was no clinical evidence clinical evidence. Let me look this up. I want to use his words, not my own. I don't even think I posted this because, you know, some of this stuff gets really controversial. But basically he said there was no clinical evidence to support the recommendation. So that means every pregnant lady and every little kid that was susceptible to that was a guinea pig. I love not complying. I love not trusting my dirty government. I love getting Bitcoin rich. I love innovating. I love being proven correct over and over again. Thinking for myself. Critical thought. Smarts. Street smarts. Edginess. These are the things you should be seeking. Not to be a NPC, non-player character troll. And by the way, as predicted, I told you Elon Musk was setting himself up for a massive payment system, which has now been announced. You're welcome. And guess what X will be integrating into its payment system? I think you know, it's the Bitcoin. It's the Bitcoin. Oh yes, the richest man on the planet is now going to integrate that little Bitcoin into his X payments platform. Just like I predicted. Again, the American people are starting to get ruffled because it's hard-hitting and in your face now. Bitcoin is the chosen investment and the winning strategy of the future. You could have bought 0.10 Bitcoin when I first recommended it At school, you would be worth tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars today. Let it sink in. Pretty big deal. Huge. Big. But again, the masses are broke. The masses don't know what they're talking about. The haters are all broke. They're keyboard warriors. They ain't inventing. They ain't doing things. They don't own anything. They didn't create anything. They don't own 6 properties. My recent property. All of our members now own Trump Tower Waikiki. For crying out loud. I've always said this. Let the haters hate as you walk out and storm from your Learjet. And then once you do that, they're like, oh, well, I guess he was right. Oh, yeah, he's really smart now. I guess he was just actually a clinical genius. That's how it always works. Oh, he's crazy. He's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. It's a scam, blah, 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 blah. As you step out of your Learjet. As you salute from your yacht. And then they're like, oh, yeah, I guess he was right about all that. Well, that was easy. Everybody knew Bitcoin was going to... No, you didn't. Most of you have been telling me it's a scam for literally almost a century now. Now AI's buying it. That's actually what I'm looking at the most closely right now. Now that I'm, piping down on my passion a little bit. But what I'm looking at now actually is the artificial intelligence movement. That's where all the big new money is. And in tokenized real estate, that'll be bigger than Bitcoin. Again, we're set to tokenize trillions and trillions of dollars of real world physical assets. It's going to be enormous. Everything from gold to silver to stocks, equities, ETFs, index funds, condominiums, fractional estates, luxury properties like what I invented, beach and ocean, for all of this stuff is being tokenized. It will send prices to highs you've never seen before. Again, the elites and the dirty cabal's plan was to create an affordability crisis to enslave you and your children so they will never own anything physical or real again. You're lucky someone like me is fighting them every single day as a white hat. You're lucky I've invented technology and a solution that allows you to take part in direct ownership of the best investments in the world that only go up, that the deep state doesn't want you to own, where your neighbors are Jeff Bezos and your neighbors are Peter Thiel, like my properties in Maui. You're welcome. Because without people like me and my father, you would never be able to do this, ever. Again, you can't buy the best investments in the world because they won't allow it. For example, to buy certain IPOs like Google stock, you had to be, at the Dutch auction, you had to be high net worth, you had to be already wealthy, you had to have certain income requirements, right? So you're already rich. So the rich only get richer. And they prevent the little guy from accessing things at 1000x. See, I invented something that everybody can participate in 1000x. It's incredible. So anyways, it's been a big rant. Had some audio problems earlier. I'll probably close here. I want to go longer than 30 minutes. I love you. It is a giant victory lap. I hope you're paying attention. I mean, again, guys, is it not annoying at this point? I hope I annoy you at this point. It should be freaking annoying that the guy on camera that has been hammering to your face for 15 years about Bitcoin keeps getting proved time immemorially correct over and over again, making everyone rich that takes his advice. It's got to be shocking and annoying, and it should piss you off. You should look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself why you haven't listened to me, if you haven't already. Why you haven't onboarded islandproject.com. You should fire your financial advisor today and call him and be like, you suck, you're fired. You told me Bitcoin was a scam. And you should question your reality. Because the elites have a very specific plan for this reset. It's going to move into crypto, Bitcoin, and into stable coins immediately as we enter the golden age and we get shock rocketeering of prices all through the next coming days. By the way, for my ballers out there that have taken my advice and you're rich and you're making record profits, start taking profits from today. Now, I'm telling you now, this is actually probably the most important part of this video. So listen to what I'm saying. Start taking some profits and dollar cost average the profits into the coming days, weeks, especially if we get some huge God candles, like Bitcoin goes up 50% in a day, or there's 100,000 shock to 200K. Start taking incremental profits in your positions and then buy this with it. DCA, level up your tiers into our token launch, own a piece of the action, the physical rock that's already been acquired of our diversified portfolio, then talk to my dad and book some time and enjoy and celebrate your victory for being right. Have a great time. And we enjoy and love meeting all of you guys too. We've had a lot of dinners and private lunches, and my dad meets with pretty much every member. He's a great man. But again, you're not going to get access to us unless you're in the project, which, by the way, you realize how much value there is there. Just having the network, just knowing it, knowing my father, knowing myself. I've always said, again, you know, it's who you know. It's what you do with your money and the actions you take and the conviction bets that you make and the risk. But it's also who you know, because if I don't know you, I can't cash flow you, ladies and gentlemen. So I love you. To God be the glory. But again, this video is meant to be hard-hitting, and it's tough love, because now you're about to be obliterated like by Bitcoin. You are about to be shocked by the epic amounts of buying by Donald Trump and every major hedge fund, private equity group, and Wall Street company in the world. You're about to be hit over the head, massacred, just like I've been proven right about everything else. RFK Jr. came out and they're no longer requiring it for pregnant women and children. Yeah, no crapper, dude. Of course we knew that. Of course we don't trust our government. Of course we don't do what we're freaking told. Of course we're rich because we're smarter than everybody else. Of course Bitcoin is the future of money. We ain't freaking stupid. So I love getting proven right. I love reading Donald Trump is buying $2.5 billion of Bitcoin. Makes my freaking day. But you need to get in. You need to take part. You need to execute. You need to click the link below. You need to fill out an app at islandproject.com. What's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to become a millionaire for crying out loud? Oh yeah, it sounds terrible. Wait a minute, you're going to own real estate. You're going to be able to enjoy your actual investment. You can't do that with a stock. What's going to happen? Oh, you're going to earn cash flows and have large capital gains, and you'll be in our token launch. Sounds terrible. Oh, you're going to get rich. I mean, it sounds like the worst case. People don't even understand what we've done, which is why our minimums, by the way, were risen from 30K to 150K, because we're already done. Left the door open for just a few more stragglers. By the way, it's got to be approved by me. You're lucky to get in. We just left the door open just a little bit longer because I have a lot of you faithful out there that have been following me forever, and I know you've been working really hard, and so I'm allowing you. I'm giving you just a little bit longer to get in, and then it's over. The founders round will never exist again. There will never, ever be another Island Project equivalent crypto offering IPO, ever. You own these properties for the rest of your life as a legacy investment. Then we launch phase 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12, 15 to the public. That's when it'll go mainstream. Again, tokenization is going to be pretty much commoditized to a certain point at some point. And then it's just let the cash flow keep coming in. So that's what the founders round is for those of you that don't know. I love you. Get in. We accept crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, major altcoins. See my father about that, 808-442-2934. Roll over your retirement accounts, IRAs. Do that now. Self-direct them in a very safe, out-of-the-bank investment, which already owns all this. Speak to my father about all of our exclusive resort properties. Book some time. Enjoy your stay. Enjoy your investment. And participate in the token launch. Easy as pie. Mwah! American apple pie. Love you all. God bless and thanks for sharing.